Right, so magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat mga ka-Sky Watchers and mga ka-Spacers natin out there from Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. And sa lahat po ng ating mga ka-Sky Watchers and mga ka-Spacers na nakatutok po ngayon sa ating live stream worldwide and netwide. Again, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is your ka-Sky Watcher and ka-Spacer, Sir Jun Cahigal. And welcome to another astronomy live stream. So again mga ka-Spacers and mga ka-Sky Watchers, we will continue with our main topic which is about the secrets of Mars. So we will now begin with part 4. Part 4 ngayon tayo mga ka-Sky Watchers. So how do we get to Mars? Yun po yung ating pag-uusapan. So if you will recall, in part 1, pinag-usapan po natin yung our fascination for the red planet. Then in part 2 of the secrets of Mars, we studied yung mga facts about Mars. And then yung part 3, we talked about the exploration of Mars. So, ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon sa ating live stream is how do we get to Mars? Ito ngayon yung ating part 4. Before we proceed to our agenda for tonight's live stream, don't forget to like and share this video so that we could reach more people. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there so that they would be engaged and would be inspired to love the sciences. And don't forget to follow us on our TikTok channel and our Facebook page, the Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas. So bago po tayo magpatuloy, wow, ang dami na po nating mga viewers. Ayan, so mag-shout out po muna tayo kay Jen Rocks. I hope I got that right. So Jen Rocks, marami pong salamat for joining. Kay Rodolfo, kay John Paul, marami pong salamat. Kay Arise, kay nandito na pala si Eclipse Celestia. Yan, hello din, hello. Hello, yan, marami pong salamat. And sa ating mga real-time viewers, si Eclipse Celestia and si Shan. Alright, so magandang gabi Miss Eclipse Celestia. Yan, na-miss kita. Kasi hindi ako nag-live stream kahapon. Okay, shout out kay Yoshi and sa ating mga viewers natin. So at this point, we have 23 viewers and 284 heart reacts. So mga ka-Sky Watchers and mga ka-Spacers, so bago po tayo magpatuloy, again, don't forget to like and share this live stream tonight so that we could reach more people. Lalo na po yung mga estudyante kasi yun po yung aming advocacy to make the cosmos accessible to all, lalong-lalo na sa mga estudyante. Para ma-inspire po natin sila to love the sciences, lalong-lalo na po ang astronomy. And again, don't forget to follow us on our TikTok channel, the Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas, and yung aming Facebook page, the Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas. Then may YouTube channel din po ako, the Science Guy Professor Jun Cahigal. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell para updated po kayo sa aming mga future videos. Ayan. Nandito pala si Social Study Club. Sabi ni Social Study Club, Elon Musk said they were planning to mine the minerals from Mars back to Earth. Nga, that's one of the goals on why we should visit Mars, because of the resources on the red planet. Okay. Yan, nandito pala si Reb. Good evening. Good evening po, sabi ni Reb. And sa ating mga viewers ngayon, kay Corn Beef Motorsports and kay Eclipse Celestia. Okay, so again mga ka-Sky Watchers, paki-follow lang kami and share this live stream and follow us on our TikTok and Facebook page, the Sky Watchers Society of Las Piñas. Sige mga ka-Sky Watchers and mga ka-Spacers, ayan. So let us now proceed to our main agenda for tonight. Ito po yung ating topic, how do we get to Mars? So, pinag-aralan na po natin yung our fascination for the red planet. In part 2, we have studied some facts about Mars. In our last live stream, part 3, we studied some of the explorations of Mars like the Viking mission and some of the probes like yung Sojourner, Pathfinder, yung Curiosity, yung Spirit, Opportunity, and yung Perseverance rover. And some of the latest discoveries of the Perseverance rover in our last live stream. So for today, we will now study part 4 of the secrets of Mars. How do we get to Mars? Paano tayo pupunta doon? Okay, so there mga ka-Sky Watchers. So how do we get to Mars? So NASA will need to address a few critical issues before a journey to Mars can hope to get underway. So hindi naman basta-basta tayo gustuhin natin pumunta sa Mars, no? Hindi naman ganoon. So they will have to solve certain issues. No, may mga may mga problema before a journey, a mission to Mars can become a reality. No? So NASA must address these critical issues, no, before we can think of a mission to Mars. So ano tong mga issues na to? So isa-isay natin, no? We'll take it one at a time mga ka-Sky Watchers. So issue number 1, yung crew, the Mars crew. Who gets to go to Mars? So sino ba ang pupunta? Who gets to go to Mars? O mamimili lang ba tayo, 'di ba? So may mga qualifications yan. So ito yung isang issue na dapat i-consider before a mission to Mars can really happen. Who gets to go to Mars? Okay, ano bang mga requirements para maging isang Mars astronaut? Ayan ang mga ka-Sky Watchers. You listen to me ha. So ano ba mga requirements para maging Mars astronaut? Makinig yung mga gustong pumunta sa Mars. Yung mga gustong pumunta sa Mars and yung mga gustong maging astronaut. You listen very well. Okay, astronaut requirements. So today, to be considered for an astronaut position, the applicant must meet the following basic qualifications. Yan sa mga nanonood dito ngayon. If you want to become a NASA astronaut, yan, you listen. Ito yung mga basic qualifications sa mga aplikante, yung mga gusto maging astronaut. Okay, number 1, a bachelor's degree in engineering or even in the biological sciences, physical science, computer science, or even in mathematics. In short, mga ka-Sky Watchers, at least yung bachelor's degree ninyo ay nasa STEM. Okay, yung STEM strand. Ano yung STEM? Science, engineering, technology, mathematics. So yun. No? So at least nandun ka sa STEM program, no, if you are in the senior high school, or kung if you're a graduate of bachelor's degree holder ka, college graduate, at least graduate ka ng engineering. Kasi kailangan ng engineer sa Mars mission. Graduate ka ng biological science. Yan, kasi kailangan, kaya nga ka nasa Mars eh. You will determine kung may life nga doon. So dapat may background ka sa biology or physical science. Computer science, kailangan yan para sa pagpilot ng spacecraft. Or mathematics, pagko-compute ng mga trajectory, so on and so forth, di ba? So, ito yung isang basic requirement para maging Mars astronaut ka. You have to have a bachelor's degree in the engineering, biological sciences, physical science, computer science, or even in the mathematics. Ayan guys, yan ang isang requirement, basic requirement if you are planning to become a Mars astronaut, or not yung just plain NASA astronaut, gano'n, no? Not necessarily Mars astronaut, but maging astronaut ka lang sa NASA. Ito yung numero 1 na requirement. Okay, number 2. requirement. Yan everybody, you listen to this. So second requirement, yan second. At least 3 years of related professional experience obtained after degree completion. Okay, or at least 1,000 hours of pilot in command time on a jet aircraft. So meaning, kunyari, if you are, let's say, a teacher, science teacher ka, at least may 3 years experience ka in the teaching profession. Or if you are an engineer, at least you have 3 years of engineering practice. Or let's say if you are a computer engineer, ayan, at least meron kayong 3 years of professional experience as a computer engineer or a computer programmer. Or kung hindi naman yon, at least meron kayong pilot training, 1,000 hours of pilot training on an airplane. No, pwedeng Cessna or mas maganda nga kung jet. Ganun guys. Yan So that's the second requirement. Dapat na practice nyo yung profession nyo for at least 3 years. Ayan 3 years of related professional experience. Next, requirement number 3. Alright, so number 3, the ability to pass the NASA long duration astronaut physical exam. Ayan guys gusto niyo maging astronaut, dapat makapasa kayo sa physical exam ng NASA. Okay, ayan distant and near visual acuity must be correctable to 20/20 for each eye. Yan dapat yung vision nyo daw 20/20. Ngayon kunyari hindi, nagsasalamin ka, pwede naman. No, the use of glasses is acceptable. So may pag-asa ako. Kahit na hindi 20/20 yung vision ko. Ayan So dapat makapasa kayo sa astronaut physical exam. Kaya mukhang babagsak ako dyan. Babagsak ako dyan sa physical exam. No, yung at my age mukhang hindi ko na kaya yan. So yan that's the third requirement. So you have to pass the long duration astronaut physical exam. And dapat yung mata ninyo ay may 20/20 vision na correctable, no? So kunyari hindi naman 20/20 vision, pero that can be corrected using eyeglasses. Edi pwede yun. Okay yun. And marami naman sa mga astronauts na nagsusuot ng eyeglasses. Alright, so there. And nandito rin si Riz. Hi sir, anong topic today? Eto, how do we go to Mars? No, how do we get to Mars? Ayan, part 4 na ito ng The Secrets of Mars. Sige mga ka-Sky Watchers, shout out din kay Jack and kay Kyle Brian Ison. Yan, alright. And yan, nandito yung ating mga real-time viewers, si Eclipse Celestia, si Him, si Noo, and nandito rin si Messier 21. And shout out sa ating 118 viewers and 1,874 heart reacts. Alright, marami pong salamat sa mga comments, and again shout out kay Vincent. Biglang nawala si Vincent. And sa mga nanonood po please don't forget to like and share our live stream para makarating po naman sa maraming tao, no? Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante natin out there. Alright, and follow us on our TikTok channel and Facebook, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. Alright, so ituloy na po natin. So pinag-uusapan po natin yung mga requirements para maka-apply kayo as a Mars astronaut. Ayan, so balikan natin yung number 1. So dapat college graduate kayo ng engineering or biological science, physical science, computer science, or mathematics. In other words, yung nasa STEM strand, no? So next, number 2, yan, at least 3 years of related professional experience. So let's say you're engineer, dapat meron kang 3 years experience as an engineer. Or if you are a teacher, dapat meron kang 3 years of practicing your teaching profession. Okay, so number 3, dapat makapasa kayo sa long duration astronaut physical examination ng NASA. Yun ang mahirap, no? Yun ang matindi. And dapat 20/20 yung vision nyo. Kung hindi naman, that's okay, but dapat correctable siya. No, pwede kayo magsuot ng mga eyeglasses, no, para makorek, para maging 20/20 vision. Wala naman pong problema kung naka-eyeglasses po ang isang astronaut. Okay, yan. So let's continue with number 4. Okay, number 4 requirement para you can apply as a Mars astronaut or even an astronaut of NASA. Astronaut candidates must also have skills in leadership, teamwork, and communication. Ayan guys, no? So dapat may leadership skills ang astronaut candidate, and dapat siya, team player, no? And he can communicate, and meron siyang magandang rapport with the other astronauts. Kasi ang pupunta sa Mars, hindi lang isa, hindi dalawa like in the Apollo or 3. Siguro mga 6 or 7 kayo. Ganon. So dapat you should be a team player. Okay, and you should communicate with your fellow astronauts. Yun ang requirement, no? That's number 4. Okay, next, number 5. The astronauts who will visit the red planet must be intelligent, creative, 'di ba? Yan. Ito yung mga personal qualifications, no, na dapat possess ng isang Mars astronaut. So dapat intelligent siya, creative, psychologically stable. Ayan, very important to guys, yung psychological stability ng astronaut. And dapat syempre physically healthy siya. The astronaut must pass the physical examination ng NASA. Pero ito, mahirap tong i-determine yung psychological stability ng astronaut. No, baka dito sa Earth psychologically stable siya, yung pala hindi. Kasi madali itong itago eh. Pagdating sa Mars, doon na siya maghahasik ng lagim. Delikado yan sa Mars crew. 'Di ba? So yun ha. Alright, so there. Should the first Mars mission be all women? Ano sa tingin nyo? Please comment. Or gusto niyo ba lahat ng Mars crew ay puro babae or puro lalaki or halo? Okay, so ayan, nasa sa mga issues yan. Okay, so astronaut selection process, paano ba pinipili? Kunyari nag-apply kayo. So paano kayo pipiliin for the Mars crew? Alright, so in space flight missions, the primary personal attributes of a successful Mars astronaut are the following. Dapat emotionally and psychologically stable ang astronaut. No? Emotional and psychological stability, very important yan mga ka-Sky Watchers. Supported by personal drive and motivation. So ito mahirap tong i-determine eh. Kasi pwede tong itago guys eh. Lalo itong psychological stability, akala ninyo okay pero pag nandun na sa Mars, nako, mababaliw siya, baka maghasik siya ng lagim. 'Di ba? Alright, so there ha. Sige po, ituloy na natin guys. So ang pinag-uusapan natin, astronaut selection process, paano ba pinipili ang astronaut para maging part of the Mars crew. Ang selection process para maging astronaut ka ay dapat medyo stable ka emotionally and psychologically. Alright, sige tuloy natin. So what are the 5 key characteristics of a Mars astronaut? Ayan ha, so ano yung mga 5 key characteristics of a Mars astronaut? Alright, number 1, resiliency guys. Do you have a can-do attitude? Resiliency like, I can do it, ganun. No, I can do it. Kaya natin 'to. Kahit anong difficulty ang may encounter ninyo on your mission to Mars, you can do it. Yan, no? So resiliency. Okay, ayan. So next, number 2, adaptability. No? So can adapt to situations and individuals while taking into account the context of the situation. And yun po ang ginawa ni Mark Watney, remember in the movie The Martian? O nung iniwan siya, yan, he was able to adapt, di ba? So nakasurvive siya because marami siyang ginawa para maka-adapt siya dun sa sitwasyon. Hindi lang siya nagmukmuk, di ba? So he planted potatoes. He find ways of communicating to NASA, di ba? Yun ang adaptability, guys. Okay. So resiliency, can-do attitude, adaptability, you can adapt to situations. Okay, next, number 3, curiosity. No? So you can ask questions to understand, not to simply get answers. Ayan. So dapat curious ka, no? Number 4, ability to trust. Yan. Can trust himself and maintain trust in others. So dapat mapagkakatiwalaan ka ng mga kasama mo. Ayan, kasi you will be working as a team. Hindi yan solo flight na pupunta ka sa Mars, no, na arrogante ka. So dapat you can be trusted by your teammates. Ganon, no? Okay, then number 5, ito yung ikalimang characteristic of a Mars astronaut, creativity and resourcefulness. Ayan, no? So ibig sabihin nito, dapat flexible ka on how an issue or a problem is approached. Ito yung ginawa, guys, ni Mark Watney in the movie The Martian, di ba? Ayan, so hindi siya makakommunicate sa NASA dahil iniwan siya. So naghanap siya ng paraan. Hinanap niya yung Sojourner lander, di ba? Yung Pathfinder. O yun, so nakapag-communicate siya. Tapos mauubos na yung kanyang food supply. So nag-isip siya ng paraan, nagtanim siya ng potatoes. Ganon. Ayan, guys, so dapat ang Mars crew or ang Mars astronaut dapat creative and dapat resourceful. So these are the 5 key characteristics of a Mars astronaut. So sa mga nanonood po ngayon, sa mga nagko-comment, are you up to the challenge? Do you have or do you possess these 5 characteristics? Kasi sabi ni Eclipse Celestia, stable siya. Oy, pwede na siya. She's qualified. And marami tayo ngayon na real-time viewers. So shout out po sa inyong lahat. Again, kay Eclipse Celestia, kay Him, kay Naang, kay Messier21, kay Steve MC, kay The One 28, kay hindi ko mabasa to, kay Zach, kay Bentot at kay Ice Bear. And so far we have 238 viewers and 2,027 heart reacts. Ayan. So sana worthwhile tong pag-stay nyo po sa akin kasi pinag-aaralan po natin is how do we get to Mars. So isa to sa mga issues na dapat i-solve, no, yung Mars crew, yung pagpili ng mga astronauts na pupunta sa Mars. Alright? Ayan, so ito yung mga 5 characteristics para maging isa kayong Mars astronaut. So there these qualities are essential upon a Mars mission, no, where human lives are at risk with each flight. Ayan, so kailangan yan, yung mga qualities na yan para makasurvive kayo matapos nyo po yung mission. Ayan, so ang tanong, marami akong nare-receive na ganitong tanong. Meron bang age limit for a Mars astronaut? Ayan may age limit ba? Okay, the astronaut selection program will be open for applicants who are 18 years or older. Wala namang limit na sinet. Now, there is not an upper age limit to apply. Uy! There is not an upper age limit to apply for the astronaut selection program. Now, if the applicant enjoys good health and he or she has all the other characteristics that we mentioned earlier needed for the mission, then he or she has what it takes to apply. Biruin nyo. Ito kaya nga hinighlight ko to eh. There is not an upper age limit. So, pwedeng sir, pwede bang 50 anyos na ako? Pwede pa ba akong maging astronaut? Why not? Coconut, di ba? Ako nga, matanda na ako, pwede pa ba akong mag-apply? Oo naman. Pwede akong mag-apply. Mag-a-apply lang. Pero ang tanong, papasa ba ako sa physical exam? Yun yung tanong. Di ba? Meron naman akong emotional and psychological stability. Sige, so ayan na, walang age limit. There is not an upper age limit to apply. Okay, basta yung aplikante may good health and he or she has all the other characteristics. Ayan ha. Okay, so tuloy na natin guys. Ayan, may nagtanong kanina kung meron na bang Pilipino candidate. Ayan, no. So meron na po, no, may can a Mars astronaut be of a different country of origin and language? Kasi baka isipin nyo na mga Amerikano lang kasi nasa funded, or kunyari Japanese sa JACA or sa ESA yung mga European astronauts. So hindi, no, anyone, no, any individual of a different country can be a Mars astronaut. And ito po ito Pilipino po ito. Okay, NASA accepts applicants from any country in the world. So ito si Miss Minerva Ranieses. Ayan, so kung kilala niyo siya, yan, she will be the first Filipino astronaut member of the Mars crew. Pero sana talagang mapili siya. Pero candidate na siya. Now, she is a member of the Philippine Astronomical Society and she is a graduate from Saintsco, Manila. Yan, and a running candidate for Mars 1. Ayan, no. So Pilipino yan, no. Okay, so ayan guys, ayan na si Miss Minerva Ranieses. Ito yung nakasalamin. Ayan, okay. So she is a candidate for Mars 1. Ayan, so baka gusto niyo mag-apply. No? Sabi ni Messier 21. Wow. Okay guys, so tuloy na natin. Okay, second issue na dapat isolve, no, para matuloy yung mission to Mars. So I hope wala nang tanong about the Mars crew. Alright, so next, issue number 2, extreme distance from the Earth. Ayan, kasi may implication to guys, kasi malayo ang Mars. Diba, ang travel sa Mars is 7 months. So malayo ang Mars guys. So Mars is what? Ito, 142 million miles from the Sun. Okay, tayo 93 million miles lang from the Sun. So medyo malayo ang Mars guys. And it will take 7 months, no, for a journey to Mars. Diba? Ayan, so there, malayo ang Mars. Ayan, so extreme distance from Earth. So anong epekto niyan pag malayo ang Mars? Now, because of the extreme distance, a Mars spacecraft need more fuel. Totoo yan. Siyempre, pag mas malayo, mas gagastos ka ng fuel for the journey. And the fuel is heavy. So you will need bigger rockets to transport it. Pag 7 months ang travel time, that means kailangan mo ng mas maraming fuel for the journey. More fuel will make the rocket heavier. So that means you need bigger rockets. And that will make the mission really expensive. Okay, so yun yung epekto pag malayo talaga yung mission. The vast distance that you need to travel for a long time. Yan, 6 to 7 months ang travel time, no, in order to reach Mars. Ayan, no. So you need more fuel. You need bigger rockets. And that will make the mission really expensive. So ano yung solution ngayon nito? What's the solution? the United States came up with the Orion spacecraft. Ito, this is the first step in man's journey to Mars. Yung Orion. Ito sa NASA ito ha. Iba pa yung kay Elon Musk, yung kanyang Starship. Iba naman yung approach ni Elon Musk. Pero ito yung approach ng NASA, yung Orion. Okay, the Orion is a modified command service module of Apollo. Kasi ang Orion mas malaki di hamak sa Apollo. This will enable the Mars crew on their journey to Mars. Ayan. And the Orion spacecraft will be carried by the Space Launch System or SLS ito, which is now being tested by NASA. Ayan. Itong Mars vehicle na yan or yung SLS, medyo mas malaki ng konti sa Saturn V. So ito yung SLS that will take the Orion spacecraft to Mars on its 7-month mission. Ayan, no? So that's the SLS. Ito yung Orion, which is now being developed by NASA. And ano ba yung propulsion system na kailangan na para medyo mas mabilis? So how do we get to Mars much faster? So we need a better propulsion system. So one possible solution is the application of nuclear fusion sa rocket. Nuclear reaction, harnessing the power of nuclear fusion. Fusion is combining two atoms of hydrogen to form helium, and in the process that will release a tremendous amount of energy. Yung energy na i-release yun, pwedeng propulsion system to push the spacecraft much faster so that they could reach Mars in less than 7 months. Okay, so there, harnessing the power of nuclear fusion, the same process that fuels the sun, combining hydrogen to form helium. Ayan, so it would make such speedy trips possible. Kasi dapat less than 7 months. Kasi may implication pag masyado kang matagal sa space. Like what's happening now in the ISS. Ang ISS is a test venue sa Mars mission. Kasi kailangan ng long duration exposure sa outer space. Kasi may epekto yan psychologically, physiologically. Kaya tingnan yung mga astronaut sa ISS, ang tagal-tagal nila na dyan. Kasi tinetesting yung kanilang endurance for a Mars mission. Kaya dapat mapaiksi nila yung travel time. Because in a nuclear fusion engine, bubbles of plasma made from deuterium and tritium, ito yung mga isotopes ng hydrogen, would be injected into a chamber, yung combustion chamber, where a magnetic field would collapse with collapsed metal rings around them. This would briefly compress the bubbles into a fusion state, releasing energy that would vaporize and ionize the metal. The metal would then be accelerated out. Yun yung thrust will push the rocket forward. Ayan, no? So gagamit sila ng isotopes ng hydrogen, deuterium and tritium for fusion reaction. Alright, so medyo technical ito, pero ang punto nito guys, fusion will push the rocket much faster so that yung travel time mapaiksi, less than 6 to 7 months. Mapaiksi yung travel time. Ito yung fusion engine being developed by NASA. Sana maging reality ito someday, para mapaiksi yung travel time. Okay, yung travel time. Kasi ang normal travel time sa NASA at sa isang journey to Mars is 6 to 7 months. Dapat mapaiksi yun. Bakit? Ano bang implication nun? Mamaya pag-usapan natin yung physiological effects of a long duration space flight on the human body. Okay, another effect sa extreme distance is time delay. So, astronauts on Mars would need to wait over 26 minutes. Okay, after sending a message or request to NASA before they could receive any kind of response. Biruin nyo yun guys, yung kunyari may nangyari sa habitat sa Mars. Magse-send ka ng message sa mission control. Di ba syempre marireceive ng NASA yun after 15 minutes. Then magre-reply ang NASA. you will have to wait again for another 15 minutes. So that means from sending the message to receiving the reply, mga more or less mga 26 minutes ka pa maghihintay, no, after sending a message or request to NASA. By that time siguro malala na yung sitwasyon. So yun yung effect guys ng time delay. So is that good? Hindi. Hindi eh. 'Di ba? May ano to eh, may time maano yung time delay, no? So malaking epekto 'yan. So biruin niyo guys, kunyari may nangyari sa Mars sa inyo. Kunyari may namatay na astronaut, so magse-send ka ng message sa mission control. So a one-way signal can take about 13 to 15 minutes. O, 'di ba? Then magre-reply yung mission control. Then you will wait for another 13 to 15 minutes. So more or less mga 20 plus minutes na yan bago nyo ma-receive yung reply from mission control. So ganun guys, no? Yun ang epekto niyan. Sa International Space Station walang problema kasi malapit ang ISS. No? Pero on a mission to Mars, pag may colony na dyan, yun ang isang issue na dapat nilang i-solve yung time delay. A one-way message to Mars will take mga 13 minutes. Tapos magre-reply pa yan. O, di ba? Another 13 minutes yan. O, mga 26 minutes ka maghihintay. So, ganun guys, no? Alright? Now, because of this delay, astronauts visiting the red planet will need to be prepared to make decisions autonomously and independently, especially when those decisions require decisive and immediate solutions. See guys? So dapat wag na silang masyadong umasa sa mission control. They need to be autonomous. Dapat mag-decide na sila agad. They have to decide independently from mission control. Ganon. Yung mga rovers, mga autonomous yan, autonomous rovers. And may AI yung mga robots na yan, yung Perseverance, may AI yan. So kasi nga yung delay ng signal, so ang Perseverance rover, nakaprogram yan to make decisions on its own. No, ang Perseverance rover. Ganun yung mga rovers, guys. So dapat ang astronaut ganun din, yung mission to Mars. Dapat they have to be prepared to make decisions autonomously and independently. All right? So ayan yung effect ng time delay. All right? And yung extreme distance, may epekto rin yan sa food and air. No, a long travel, yung 7 months na travel na yan. Tapos magtatagal syempre sila sa Mars, hindi lang 1 oras or 2 oras sila mag-i-stay dyan. 'Di ba? So they need food. Yan, they need water also and air. 'Di ba? So to avoid taking all the food on the journey with the astronauts, NASA will send the food to be eaten on Mars and on the return journey on a mission beforehand. So ibig sabihin nito, bago makapunta yung tao sa Mars, meron na silang ipadadala na parang tawag nito, yung unang journey, may pagkain na doon. Alright, NASA will also grow plants for food and oxygen so they won't have to take all the oxygen. Yan, ito yung ginawa ni Mark Watney sa movie The Martian. 'Di ba nagtanim siya ng patatas. Sabi ni Hannah, sana makapunta tayo sa Mars. O nga, gusto ko din eh. Kaya lang parang di ako qualified. Sa physical exam na lang talo na ako. Ayan. Thank you Josh for following our live. Ayan no. Si Enner Von, bone mass. Yan, pag-uusapan natin yung effect ng microgravity on bone development. Kay Iya Guerrero, thank you. Kay Corn Beef, fusion electric propulsion via ion thrust. Yung ion propulsion, oo nga, yun din yung isa pa. Yung ion propulsion like in Star Trek. In fact, totoo yan. Meron na yung isa sa mga probes sa pumunta sa isang asteroid. Yung basta meron ng space probe that use ion propulsion na makapunta sa isang asteroid. Ayan ha. So there, using Star Trek technology. Sige po, ituloy natin. So we have 3,000 heart reacts. and no 3,000 and 473 viewers. So ayan guys, so in the ISS, they are already experimenting with plants sa ISS. Nagko-grow na po sila ng plants dyan sa ISS. Ayan, this is in preparation for a Mars mission. Ayan guys, so this is inside the ISS and they are already experimenting on horticulture in the ISS. Ayan, nag-grow sila ng mga plants dyan for food. And yung air and water in the ISS can be filtered and recycled. So, pati yung ihi nga nila nire-recycle no, sa ISS. So, yung iniinom ng mga astronauts, ihi nila yan. Totoo yan guys. And sa ligo, no, at nagtitipid sila sa tubig in order to clean the hair. Paano sila maligo? Astronauts use a shampoo that is designed to stay in the hair without being washed out. Clean the hair, astronauts use the shampoo just like they would any other kind of shampoo. Only there is no lather and there is no rinse. So ganyan. So wala nang ibig sabihin nito guys. Wala nang banlaw-banlaw. Kasi nga nagtitipid sila sa tubig. Ayan, so they would apply it just like any other normal shampoo, then yan lang, pupunasan na nila. Wala nang rinse, no? Wala nang bula-bula, wala nang banlaw. So ayan guys, no? Ganun sila maligo. Ayan, no? Pati sa toothbrush, ganun din. Ayan, magto-toothbrush tas lulunukin na nila yung yung kanilang tinoothbrush. Ganun guys. Probably you watch videos sa YouTube yung paano ang buhay nila sa ISS. So that is really a preparation for a Mars mission sa ISS. Okay, fantastic, di ba? Okay, issue number 3, the effects of microgravity. Ayan, so kasi nasa sila, they are beyond the Earth's influence. So talagang halos wala ng gravity on a Mars mission. And humans are susceptible to a wide range of physiological degradation as time in weightlessness goes on. Ibig sabihin nito, may epekto ang microgravity sa katawan ng isang astronaut. Okay, so ano yung mga physical degradations sa human body pag walang masyadong gravity or microgravity? Ito, yung bone degradation. Ang microgravity hindi beneficial yan. Lalo sa ISS guys. Yun na lang sa ISS. Ito yung nilalabanan nila. You will lose bone density by about 12%. So osteoporosis yan guys. So medyo magiging mabagal yung bone development. Mababawasan yung bone density. So this will lead to osteoporosis. Kaya ang ginagawa ng mga astronauts para malabanan to, nag-e-exercise sila. And eto, ayan no. So this will also affect the circulation of blood. Here on Earth, yung circulation ng dugo natin ay nakakaabot hanggang ulo. Tapos dito rin sa lower extremities. Pero pag nasa space ka, ayan, due to microgravity, the blood shifts away from the legs and up. So, nandito ngayon yung blood circulation sa may upper extremities. Nawawala sa lower extremities, guys. So, that's not good. Diba? So, paano to labanan? Itong effect sa circulatory system and pag wala ng bone mass or bone density. So yung mga astronauts, they need to exercise. No, nag-exercise sila para malabanan yung osteoporosis saka para maging even yung circulation ng dugo para makaabot din sa lower extremities. So they need to exercise regularly at least 3 hours a day. So ganun na ginagawa guys ng mga astronauts on board the ISS. On a Mars mission, yung 6 to 7 months na mission na yan, yun din ang gagawin nila. They have to exercise regularly para malabanan yung bone loss and problems with the circulatory system. The ISS actually is a training ground for a Mars mission. Dito na nila nalalaman yung mga psychological and physiological effects for long duration space flight on the human body. So, ang tanong, can we produce artificial gravity? Kasi kailangan ng gravity para malabanan yung bone loss eh. Pwede. No? So, the spacecraft must be designed to create its own artificial gravity using centrifugal force, having a module to spin around a central point. So, yung centrifugal force that will serve as the artificial gravity. No? Pag-spin nung module na yan. Parang ganito guys, ayan no. So may isang bahagi ng spacecraft na umiikot. Yung centrifugal force na yan will produce that artificial gravity. And this was depicted in the movie The Martian. Ito, yung Hermes. Diba? Ito umiikot tong part ng Hermes. May gravity dito kasi yung centrifugal force as a result of the spinning of this module will create the artificial gravity. So, kung napanood nyo yung The Martian, di ba umiikot yan. So, nakakaano sila sa floor eh. So, yan. Pwedeng gawin nila ito to produce artificial gravity. This was also depicted in the movie Space Odyssey. Ayan, so umiikot itong module. Ayan o. So, meron siyang artificial gravity guys. Okay, next issue. So, ayan, I hope clear yan yung effects ng long duration spaceflight sa human body. Okay, issue number 3, isolation and cramped living environment. Yan, imagine living inside your house for 3 consecutive years na 3 taong ka na sa habitat without even stepping foot outside or even opening a window. Parang nasa Big Brother house ka eh. O di ba sa ISS guys, ganun? O di ba nakakulong kayo basically yung mga astronauts sa ISS. Can you imagine how they feel na nakakulong sila dyan? For how many months? Sisilip lang sila dun sa bintana. Hindi man lang nila mabuksan. O yan di ba? Maganda, pero habang tumatagal nakakabato na yan. It may have an effect psychologically on the astronauts. So lalo na yung nangyari kay Mark Watney, di ba, in the movie The Martian. So nag-iisa lang siya. O biruin nyo yung psychological strain ni Mark Watney na nag-iisa siya. Iniwanan siya ng mga kasama niya, nag-iisa lang siya sa Mars, di ba? Kaya nga ang pangalan ng movie is The Martian. Yung isolation na lang guys, ayan no. Mahirap yan, may psychological effect. Diba? May epekto yung isolation sa utak ng tao. Yan, parang ala Big Brother, hindi ka man makalabas, 'di ba? So there mga ka-sky watchers, so ayan ha, isolation. May epekto yan sa astronaut. Okay, in addition to this isolation, astronauts will be wearing the same pair of underwear for months. Siyempre, paano sila makakalabad dyan, di ba? And at a time and putting on a diaper every time they go out for a walk in their spacesuits. Siyempre, kung naiihi ka, alam naman buksan mo yung spacesuit para umihi ka sa Mars, di ba? So kaya meron kang diaper doon. Di ba guys, walang labahan. So biruin mo yun ang suot mo. Yung underwear mo, di mo lalabhan. O yan. So sabi ni Shai Shai, kailangan nila laging may kausap. Humans are designed socially, oo. And suddenly, the romantic notion of a journey to Mars begins to sound more like living in a nursing home for the elderly than exploring another world. O diba? So, pag excited ka na pumunta sa Mars, sige, wow, let's go to Mars. Diba? Yay, I'm so excited. I will be the first human to go to Mars. Sige, magtagal kayo ng 3 taon sa Mars. Pero nyo, walang labahan na you will be wearing the same underwear for months. Siyempre, nagtitipid ka sa tubig eh. Parang sa ISS, o diba? Tapos, isolated ka pa. Kaya kailangan mo ng kausap, diba? Sabi ni Shai Shai, kailangan mo talaga ng may kausap dyan. Tapos, magsusot ka ng diaper. Pag lalabas ka, syempre, paano ka iihi? Kung ihing-ihi ka na, tapos may spacesuit ka. Diba? Ganyan yung mga astronaut sa Apollo. Paano sila umiihi doon? Nandun sila sa lunar surface, 'di ba? So paano 'yan? May diaper sila. So para ka nang nasa nursing home, yun ang sinasabi diyan. Okay, then exploring another world. Alright, so tuloy na. Can you imagine, eto si Mark Watney, nag-iisa, naiwanan siya, no? Hindi naman ano siya, hindi iniwanan, naiwanan siya. Kasi akala nila patay na siya eh. Biruin nyo guys yung isolation na dinadanas niya. No, yun guys, mga baliw-baliw nga siya dyan eh. Diba? Can you imagine that? Diba? Alright, so ganyan guys, may epekto talaga yung isolation. Kaya dapat yung Mars crew, madami sila, dapat 7. Saka dapat may babae para may kausap sila. And sinasabi nga dapat may mag-asawa din dyan sa Mars crew. Yeah, next, issue number 4, a closed ecosystem. Humans on Mars will be locked inside a closed environment for years on end. In this situation, air quality becomes a central issue. Now, there's always the possibility that contaminants could leak into the environment and cause adverse physiological effects if left undetected. Yan, para kang yung sa loob ng habitat kasi nire-recycle yung hangin, nire-recycle yung tubig. So that's a closed ecosystem. Yan, no? And may epekto yan, no? May epekto, baka may mga contaminants dyan na mahagap ng mga astronauts in a closed ecosystem like a habitat. So ayan, isa pang issue yan guys. Alright. Ayan, another factor in deep space habitation is interior design. Talaga kinoconsider na nila lahat. Okay, astronauts will essentially be living inside of a laboratory for the duration of their mission. So, designing a living space that is both functional and comfortable is of high priority to their psychological well-being. Hindi kagaya nito guys, tingnan niyo to sa ISS, 'di ba? Kung saan-saan na lang yung mga instrumento nila, yung mga gamit. So medyo may konting interior designing na mga gaya nito. No, this was the habitat sa movie The Martian. 'Di ba? Ang ganda. No, 'di ba? Para di naman sila mabaliw, 'di ba? Ang ayos-ayos, very organized yung mga equipment, very organized yung mga gamit nila. No, hindi kagaya nito, no, itong ISS. Ayan, tingnan niyo naman yung gamit nila. Ang gulo-gulo, pati yung instrument nila, gulo-gulo. Hindi kagaya dito sa movie The Martian. Yan, no. May interior designing pa. Ayan, di ba? So there guys. Ayan, no. So very important itong interior design ng habitat, no, para maging functional at the same time comfortable yung mga astronauts for their psychological well-being. Yan kagaya niyan guys, no. Ayan, no. Alright. No, ito, ang ganda-ganda para ka lang nasa bahay niyan, Fantastic. No, if astronauts are forced to live inside an uncomfortable environment and conduct monotonous tasks for an extended period of time, their stress levels could spike, no, and their performance could be compromised. Ayun. So dapat maganda yung tanawin, ibig sabihin nito. Dapat medyo aesthetic yung dating ng habitat para mabawasan naman yung stress. Para masaya sila nagtatrabaho. Kasi they will be working in a laboratory. Technically, ang habitat is a laboratory. Di ba dapat medyo maganda yung aesthetics ng habitat. Okay guys, so tingnan yung habitat nito, may interior designing, di ba maganda guys. Eto para naman sila mabawasan yung stress. Ayan ha. Okay, issue number 5, radiation. Kasi ang Mars walang ozone layer. So, radiation in the form of UV rays bombards the Martian surface. No, unlike here on Earth, kasi dito sa Earth meron tayong ozone layer that protects us from UV rays from the sun. So pag nasa Mars ka, you will be exposed to UV radiation. And lalo na pag nagka-solar flare. O, di ba? Exposed ka sa radiation. So dapat protektado ka. Yung spacesuit nyo, yung spacesuit ng astronaut, dapat protected from radiation. Okay, even the habitat, no, dapat may protective layer siya from radiation na galing sa sun. Kasi ang Mars walang ozone layer. Kaya ang Mars hindi siya protected from UV rays. Unlike here on Earth, kasi dito sa Earth may ozone layer tayo eh. So we are protected from UV rays and from solar flares. Kasi may magnetosphere tayo. May magnetic field tayo that protects us from solar flares. Sa Mars wala. Walang magnetic field, wala ring ozone layer. So pag nagka-solar flare, naku, expose ang Mars. Aabot ang solar flares sa Mars. And pag yung UV rays, aabot din dyan. So the astronauts must be protected. Yung spacesuit ng astronaut must be protected. Okay. Why not place the Mars astronauts in a suspended animation? Yung patutulugin sila for the 7-month space flight, or tawag natin dyan ay cryonics. Is that possible? In science fiction, di ba yun ang dinedepict? Kaya lang kasi may effect yan sa cells. Kasi pag if you allow the human body to be in suspended animation, pag freeze nyo ang human body, kasi our body is made up mostly of water, and we know that when water freezes, it expands. Diba? Pag nag-expand ang tubig sa loob ng cells, that will destroy the cell. No, malalysis ang tawag diyan sa biology, lysis. So puputok yung cell pag nag-expand yung tubig. Hindi mo na magigising yung astronaut, patay na yan pag ginamit natin ang cryogenics. So this is still under experimentation. Dinedevelop pa yung technology of suspended animation. Wala pang ganyan ha. Suspended animation is just a product of science fiction. Pero sana maging science reality yan in the future and not just science fiction. Yung walang Van Allen belt sir sa Mars. Oo, wala ding magnetic field. Oh, di ba? Mars is basically a dead rock in space. Oh, yan. So walang way to protect itself from radiation from the sun. Okay? So ayan guys, no? So under experimental stage pa tong cryogenics. So siguro guys, pag-usapan na lang natin to in our next live stream challenges after arrival on Mars. O sige guys, so hanggang dito na lang tayo kasi sabi ni Shai, kalmahan ko lang muna. Sige, kakalmahan ko muna. This is your Kaskay Watcher and Kaspacer, Sir Jun Kahigal, saying live long and prosper. And always remember to always keep your space and always keep looking up. Bye-bye po. See you on our next live stream. Bye-bye.